Welcome everyone to our favorite new show, Prime Time with Group 9. Today, I, your host, along with Ms. Geeta Raman, Finance Minister, and the Senior Economist, will have a discussion about India versus China in FDI.
Indian FDI policy is more simple and convenient. We have made it easier for the investors.
I beg your pardon. In reality, it is completely different. In China, there are a high number of laws which seem to be more complex, but it gives more transparency for the government actions. There aren't as many stages in the Great Wall of China as many stages. One need to clear and gain approval on listing in India.
Don't you see the numbers? Since we have come in power, FDI in India bounced back with 44 billion USD in 2015, continuing with an increasing trend of USD 44.4 billion in 2016. There has been an increase of about 1% in FDI in 2016 over previous year.
Numbers without facts are just useless. India is not even now ranked anymore among the top 10 host economies for FDI, according to the United Nations Conference on Trade and World Investment Report. In China, each and every approval is mainly regulated by a central body named MOFCOM. Whereas in India, these activities are governed by delegated authorities, that is FIPB and RBI. So there is a governmental body, Ministry of Commerce and Industries. China's local and state governments are vertically integrated into the national approval process, while India's local and state governments have a very small role to play, which also creates problems even after the approval because of the dissatisfaction of the state government with the local concern.
You know nothing and just comes to these speaking shows without having proper background check.
Oh, please, I at least speak the correct facts, not like you just stating anything randomly.
Okay, guys, calm down. We move to our second debate of the day. Why is China ahead of India in FDI?
Excuse me, what do you mean by China is ahead of India? We are not behind China in anything. See, the last few years, we have taken the country to new heights.
What is your take on this, the Sane Economist?
See, the comparison between FDI inflows in India and China is made with the help of Porter's framework known as the diamond model. I will explain you this. It includes four elements that interact with each other to determine the inward FDI. That is demand constraints, factor conditions, firm strategy structure, and rivalry related and supporting industries. The interaction between elements is necessary in determining the overall worth of the value chain. Two other variables also play an important role. They are the government and chance.
What did you say about the government? We have taken a lot of initiatives, taking Digital India forward. The government permitted 26% FDI in digital sectors last year in December. Apart from this, in August 2019, the government allowed 100% FDI under the automatic route in coal mining for open sale, as well as in developing allied infrastructure like washeries. Now 100% FDI is permitted for insurance intermediaries. In the next 2 years, the government of India is aiming to achieve US dollars 100 billion worth of foreign direct investment equity inflows.
Don't talk about the fake promises. There's a long list of it.
Oh, you see, in the next 5 years, our GDP is going to increase to 20 trillions. You just wait and watch.
Do you even know how many zeros are there in a trillion?
Wait, guys. This is my show. Nobody has a right to shout here except me. Can India match China in attracting FDI? Ma'am Geeta Raman, what's your take on that? Do you think keeping other factors constant, India has interim card?
Though millennials have left nothing for us to save, but still, I believe companies would want to manufacture in India 6 times more as compared to China because of the advantage of exchange rate and the relative strength of US dollar to Indian rupee as compared to Chinese yuan. India is the largest democracy in the world with a large pool of workforce. Indian growth has a positive relation to its human capital stock. It is attractive to investors, but there are some issues we need to take care of.
Some issues. I think there are many issues the government needs to tackle. India can learn from China and build a congenial business climate in the country to catch up with China.
India is creating economic freedom to increase private sector and TNC participation, opening trade to become more global, formulating flexible and relaxed labor laws to attract free market determined organizational structures, and involving Indian diaspora in its economic activity can help India to become a global player in the world economy. Government is doing all it can.
We hope India soon wins over investors and becomes the hotspot for FDI. That's all we have for the night, folks. Signing off.